Live from the KDAL studios at Lake and Superior Street in downtown Duluth, it's Stars Over the Prairie with 8-time Minnesota Music Award winner Paul Metsa, featuring cool people from all walks of life in all 50 states. Check out previous show podcasts at northlandnewsradio.com. Call or text Paul at 218-722-0839 or email paul@paulmetsa.com. Now, the other great folk singer from Minnesota's Mesabi Iron Range. Here's Paul Metsa.
Hey, you're listening to Stars Over the Prairie. This is your host, Paul Metsa. My wingman for the last 2.5 years, Chris Allen. Always great to see him every week. Yeah, we've had a smoky few days here in the air-conditioned city on the hill. It's just been kind of crazy now. We got a little rain last night, so it's cleared up. How is it in your part of town, Chris?
I'm in Wisconsin, and it's a little hazy, but it's way better after the rain. The rain really took care of a lot of the smoke and the dirt in the skies. It was crazy before. You could only see 30 feet in front of the car when you were driving. If
that, I was driving downtown Duluth a couple days ago. You could barely see the car in front of you.
Yeah.
With all the big buildings kind of trapping in the smoke. We hope everybody out there, we want to thank all the heroic firefighters scooping up that water out of the lake in those beautiful big old planes and doing what they can to keep northern Minnesota and, of course, those in Canada doing the same thing. We hope everybody's safe, and we hope we get a little more rain to calm things down. But, boy, that's Mother Nature at its most brutal. We've got a great show today. We've got three great musicians on. Two of them are friends of mine, and one I've heard about for years.
Is soon to be a friend of yours.
Soon to be a friend of mine. He's actually the third guest. Bernie Pershy is playing up in Grand Rapids next week with the latest incarnation of Iron Butterfly. But the first two musicians we've got on, the first one is an old buddy of mine named James Loney. He's going to be playing up at the great Nelson French-produced series Music in the Park up there in Silver Bay. Kicked off last night with the Belfast Cowboys. I believe they were indoors because of the weather. James is a great songwriter. I met him through our mutual buddy Billy Alcorn, and he used to come and play in my open stages at Knives in the late 1990s and the early aughts. After that, we've got a very special guest, Dr. Matt Fink, the man that played with Prince in the Revolution from
still plays with the Revolution.
Yeah, well, whatever version that is, of course, without Prince from 1978 to 1991. And I know, Chris, you've got some questions for the great Dr. Fink.
I'm looking forward to that segment for sure.
And then after that, we've got Bernie Pershy. He's a great drummer. He's played with everybody from Chuck Berry to Walter Trout to Eric Burden and the Animals. And more, and spent some formative years with the band living in a dilapidated hotel in Superior, Wisconsin. So he got a hold of me. He knew I was on the air up here, and he goes, I want to share some of my love for the Twin Ports of the Iron Range, where he played a lot when he was coming up before he went up to California and make quite a name for himself. We're going to play a little bit of James Loney's song, Make No Mistake, and then have Mr. Loney on the phone with us.
Make no mistake. Be careful with the friends you make. There's a big bad world outside that'll eat you alive. Heartaches and change will tell you what you're going through. They'll nudge your shoulder, slap your back, tell you that you're fine. I get the feeling you don't know how this all
Oh, yeah, those are the dulcet tones of my old buddy James Loney playing up there in Silver Bay next weekend with this band. And the keyboard player on that was Matt Fink, who we are going to be speaking with after we speak with Mr. Loney. James, how are you this morning?
I'm great, Paul. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Yeah, I keep track of you via Facebook like we all keep track of each other these days.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of when you and I met. Did we meet through our buddy Billy Alcorn?
Yes, we met in the late 80s. Would have been about 88, 89 or so, and that was through Billy and also David Van Pufflin.
Right.
And I used to come and see you play all the time. I probably saw you play 100 times back then.
Wow, you've got great taste in music.
Think I don't?
You know, if we met in the mid to late 80s with Billy Alcorn, it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. in the mornings at some party, I'm guessing.
I remember having you. I had your single, 59 Coal Mine.
Okay.
I remember I was up 2, 3 in the morning at the Phones home in South Minneapolis, and you came to the back door. It was you and Tom Arnold. I didn't.
Couple of party boys there.
Yeah, I hardly knew you, and I was like, "Hey, dude, can you sign my record?" And you guys came in, and we did nefarious activities till daylight or whatnot, and the rest is history. We had many, many other occasions.
Well, that's the way everybody rolled back then.
That's right.
Now, James, so when did you actually start playing out? Because I like to take credit. When I was starting to play at Nice Paul and Aid's room in northeast Minneapolis, I had a little open stage. I think I started playing there in about 1998 or so, and I played there for 3-4 years. Those pay stubs is how about my house, the house that Nye built. But I was doing an open stage, and you came and played, but you had been out of the biz for a while. So I always like to say I kind of brought the Velvet Troubadour back.
You did.
But when did you start? Because I've always loved your singing. You're one of the best singers in the Twin Cities. When did you actually start playing out in clubs and paying gigs?
After a 13-year break from playing live, I started playing live again 17 years ago.
Wow.
And that would have been when you invited me to play at a place called the Driftwood.
Right.
Yeah, and I hadn't played a gig, and you were the one that got me to do it. And right after the gig, I was like, "Oh, okay, I like doing this." I forgot it, and I've been doing it ever since, man. So you actually, I forgot about that. You actually did have a very big hand in me starting to play live again.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, and I love, of course, helping my fellow musicians, which is one of the reasons why I love having Stars Over the Prairie radio show and have great guests like you and Dr. Matt Fink and Bernie Pershy on today. Now, why did you stop playing, James?
Well,
you can be honest.
Okay, I had some chemical issues, and I stopped using the chemicals, and I just didn't find it enjoyable anymore. I still wrote and recorded. I did a ton of that. That's where I got the movie deals and so on, but I just didn't want to play live music anymore. It's funny because things come full circle, I recently, about a year and a half ago, I quit drinking again, and I was very concerned that, I'm not going to like doing this anymore, because that's what happened last time.
Right.
And it didn't. I enjoyed it even more. It's been a beautiful thing.
Now, I know exactly what when I've taken time off over the years, it does take a while to get your not only your energy, but your courage back to get back up on stage. I've found, I've been playing for years and years and years. When you keep it rolling, you don't ever think about it. When you take some time off, there is that wall you've got to climb over to get back on stage.
Big time. The first few gigs, we play a lot. We play at least once a week. We're on break now, but we'll be back doing that next month. But anyway, it took a few gigs because I'm like, okay, I'm not freaking out. I don't hate this. I really like it, but I can hear everything that's going on.
Right.
I was very, very aware of everything that everybody in the band was doing, and myself. I was thinking, and I don't like thinking when I play,
Right.
But you know what? It turned out that I think it made me better. To believe it or not, I think I became a better musician because I was more aware of exactly what I was doing. And there was many people that were there to support me that reached out to me and just said, "Hey, man, I support you, and it's going to be a little bit weird, but it'll be better." And they were all right. So it's pretty cool.
Now, tell us a little bit about you. You just opened a door to my memory bank. Yeah, what was that movie song you got in a movie, or what was that exactly back in the day?
There was two movies. There was a movie called Just Right with Sherilyn Fenn and Jeremy Piven. And then there was another movie a few years later called Lucky Town Blues with James Caan and Kirsten Dunst. They both were flops.
Right.
But it was really cool. I went to the theater to see the Just Right, and it was really an experience to, for the first time to hear myself in an actual Hollywood movie. It was pretty cool.
Well, you're a bit of a heartthrob yourself. Has anybody approached you about doing some acting?
No.
It's funny.
No, but if they did, that I'd be all over that.
Well, every time I see you've got a really good-looking girlfriend, so you've got something going for you. Tell us who you're bringing up to Silver Bay next weekend to play.
Well, I'm with Lolo's Ghost, so we'll have the entire band up there. Unfortunately, I won't have our two main keyboard players. Jimmy Steinworth, he has a corporate gig that he agreed to do sometime last year, and Pete Lack. And Pete is he had a hip surgery, and he had a couple of complications, and he needs to take it easy for a few more weeks. So that's when I called Matt, and Matt's played with me several times over the years, and thank God for Matt, because he's to have a world-class guy like that step in and sub for those guys is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I did a gig with Matt, with some of the guys from Blood on the Tracks at Wolf Park and St. Louis Park, and when you've got a musician like Matt that's played with everybody from Prince to Paul Metsa to James Loney, that shows you the guy's got some solid range.
I wonder who he thought was a better musician, you, me, or Prince.
We know that. We know the answer to that one. Prince is the greatest musician in the last 100 years. Yeah. Well, James, it's great chatting with you. We're going to have Dr. Fink on next. We're going to listen to a song yours called When I Get High. And if you get a chance while you're swinging through Duluth, give me a call. I'd love to take you out for lunch.
Okay, Uncle Paul. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Okay, James. You too.
Bye-bye.
Guess I never know. I guess I never know what time it really is. When everywhere I go, I see the future looking straight past me. But oh, sometimes. Oh, sometimes when I get high, but oh, sometimes, oh, sometimes when I I can run.
Crematory and cemetery, we offer membership level pricing without the membership fees. Just honest service you can feel from the moment you walk through our doors. To us, you are not a number, you are a neighbor. As family owned and operated, we are committed to fair, transparent pricing and will always work with families to ensure services remain accessible. We're so confident in our pricing, we encourage you to shop other funeral homes and call us last. We also meet or beat any at-need direct cremation price in the Minnesota Twin Ports area. If finances are a concern, ask us about Minnesota burial and cremation assistance. We will help determine if your loved one qualifies and guide you through the entire process with care and compassion. We never turn away a family in need, no matter your financial circumstances. Call Sunrise Funeral Home, Crematory, and Cemetery today and experience the Sunrise difference at 218-727-6869.
I'm Zach, and I had Z LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. I was sick of wearing glasses. I've had glasses since third grade. Dealing with the nuisance of glasses has kind of reached that point of I just need to get LASIK. I was a little nervous, but knowing now what that process all entailed, I wouldn't have been nervous if I knew. Everybody's really nice here. Not a bad thing to say about anybody. Everybody's happy, and everybody here's nice. And I mean, it's day one post-op, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
Rocky Wall Entertainment presents Music in the Park in Silver Bay at City Center Park. These concerts have been rated as one of the best summer events on the North Shore, and it's free. See acts like the Belfast Cowboys, Lolo's Ghost, Jeff Dayton Band, Eric Kiskinen Band, Turn, 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 and the Scarlet Goodbye. Perfect entertainment for the family. Join Rocky Wall Entertainment and Silver Bay for the free Music in the Park series of concerts every Friday starting July 17th at City Center Park next to City Hall. This is an all-weather event. In the case of inclement weather, the concerts will be moved indoors to the Reunion Hall. This is the 6th year of bringing the best of Americana music to the North Country. Arrive early and pick up some dinner and beverages for your own picnic dinner. For more information, visit RockyWallEntertainment.org or see Rocky Wall Entertainment on Facebook.
Behind every moment, there's a feeling of happiness, of security. Behind every dream,
order up.
There's a spark.
We got the house.
With every challenge,
just one more step,
there's a safety net. Behind every victory,
yes,
there's a team. Behind every moment, there's Bell Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're third and fourth generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous nutty ice cream bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
Twin Ports, Iron Range, and Northwest Wisconsin. This is Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa on KDAL.
Welcome back to Stars Over the Prairie. This is your host, Paul Metsa. Great chat there with James Loney, a couple of great tunes of his. But we're very excited to have a world-renowned keyboard and a player and producer with us. If you followed Prince over the years, you might have seen this guy wearing his doctor smocks and a stethoscope, and played with Prince and the Revolution from 1978 to 1991. And now he's going up to Silver Bay to play with James Loney next weekend. But I am speaking with, on the phone, Dr. Matt Fink. Matt, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Matt, it's good to have you. Are you like a lot of musicians, are you a late night guy? Is this way too early for you? Or are you one of those guys that get up at 9 a.m., do your jogging, and get to it?
9 a.m., oh my God, that's just way too late for me now. No, I've been on what I like to call dad time.
Oh, okay.
Had a couple boys in the 1990s, and of course they're all grown up and stuff. But I've been on dad time ever since I transitioned from musician time to dad time pretty quickly. So now, at my age, the body clock and circadian rhythm says get up at 6 to 7, somewhere in that range. And on a Saturday like this, sleeping in was 7 a.m. today.
Wow. You are a much greater human being than I am, Matt Fink.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm acclimated to these days. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, good. Now, you've done different tribute shows, the Purple Experience and more, playing Prince's music. But I want to talk about, we both lost a great friend a while back, Jelly Bean Johnson. It must have been a huge loss for you because you not only played with Bean for years, but you also recorded with him. Of course, Jelly Bean, besides being a great guitar player, was drummer for the time.
Yes, that's correct. And, it was a very, very sad day for all of us and a great loss to the music community here and all over the planet. And, we tried to do him justice with a memorial show out in Los Angeles just a few days after he passed away. Actually, we had a gig out there at what's called the Vibrato Grill Jazz Club, which is owned by Herb Alpert. And,
wow.
We had a gig out there and already planned with him to perform with us. So he passed just like a week before that show was to take place. So we immediately turned that into a special tribute night with special guests and things like that. So
what a great and fun human being Jelly Bean Johnson was.
Yeah.
Always smiling. Always had the great top hat. The guy was just like he walked out of a GQ magazine. Matt, tell us a little bit about how did Prince find you?
Well, he found me through some people that were working with him at the time back in 78, 77, 78, and I was made aware of Prince through Bobby Z/Rivkin, who was Prince's first drummer and was also with the Revolution. And Bobby was Owen Husney's assistant at the time. And when Owen took Prince on as a client, management, he asked Bobby to kind of be his assistant as well, help him out, show him the ropes around town. And Prince didn't have a car, so he was helping to shuttle Prince around when needed and things like that. So Bobby and I knew each other because we grew up in the same suburb, even though he's a couple of years ahead of me in school. Our parents knew one another, doing a few fundraising events for kids for the Mount Sinai Hospital. That's how we met when I was probably around 6 years old. And then I saw Bobby occasionally, throughout my childhood, but not very often. It wasn't really until I was out of high school that Bobby made his presence more known to me. He was working with an artist named Kevin Odegaard at the time.
Good friend of mine.
Playing in a cover. Yeah, a good friend of yours and mine as well. We later became good friends after I met him through Bobby. And anyway, regardless of that, Bobby brought Prince's demo tape to me one evening when I was playing a gig with one of the groups I was in at that time. This was in 1977. And I was playing at the Hopkins Bowl, of all places. And so he came to watch us perform, but his main reasoning was to take me out to his car to play the first Prince demo tape, which was on Sound 80 with Bobby's older brother, David Rivkin, who's a renowned producer. So I listened to this cassette tape, and I was flabbergasted. I said, wow, this is really, really good. Who's the band? And Bobby said, it's not a band. It's one guy in the studio writing and performing everything with my brother, you know, kind of co-producing.
Wow.
Engineering and making it sound great. And I said, that's amazing. And he goes, your age, too. I said, really? That's really astounding. There are very few people in this world that can do that sort of thing, you know.
Right.
And he said, yeah. And I go, well, what's your purpose of playing this for me? And he goes, I just want you to hear it. I wanted to get your opinion. And I go, well, listen, if he's putting a band together someday and, you know, what's going to happen with this tape? He says, well, I'm working for Owen Huss, and he and a team of people are looking to find him a record. And I said, oh, cool. Well, if he gets signed, and even if he doesn't get signed, I'd like to meet him.
Right.
He's amazingly talented. And so once they procured the record deal, that's when I started harassing Bobby and Owen to get me an audition for the band when they started looking for people. Because they were auditioning everybody and his mom at that time for guitar positions and keyboards and everything else. I managed to finally get my foot in the door after they had hired one guy, but then he decided, or apparently Prince wanted someone in particular, and that person decided he didn't want to do it. So then the door opened up again, and that's when I had my shot at auditioning for Prince in October of '78.
Do you remember the songs that you played for the audition?
Yeah, I think it was the single, which was out at the time, Soft and Wet, off the first album, and Just As Long As We're Together, which was on there. There was one more, which escapes me at the moment.
So,
yeah.
So what? So when you finally got the call, that must have been incredibly exciting that you got the gig.
Yeah. I was very excited about it. It took about a good 3 weeks for him to come to a decision because they were still looking at a few other people, I guess. And then, I just was very excited about that.
Where did you guys rehearse back then? Before, this way before Paisley Park. So where was Prince, showing you guys the ropes, so to speak?
One of Prince's early mentors, a gentleman by the name of Peppy Willie.
Oh, yeah.
Who was related to Prince through kind of a marriage with one of Prince's cousins. He gave Prince some of his earliest experiences in the studio where Pepe was recording. He had his own band at the time called 94 East, and he had met Prince through his cousin. And Pepe was from New York. He had moved here, and he had a record deal on Polygram or Polydor, I think it was Polydor, for that group. And so he put Prince on some of those recordings. No vocals, just a little guitar work. And then when Prince got signed, Pepe offered to let Prince and his group rehearse in his basement over by Lake Calhoun.
Cool.
What is now, it's got a new name, sorry.
Yeah, right.
Like, how do you say the new name? Do you remember?
But, yeah, Bohemok, yeah, we...
Bit of Mosca,
yeah, something like that.
It's an American Indian name.
I got my engineer Googling it as we speak. Yeah. Anyway, we just got a few more minutes with you. So tell us, where was your first gig with Prince and the Revolution?
Well, I had just been in the band a short, maybe 2 months. We rehearsed enough of a set that we could do a quick showcase for the Warner Brothers people who flew in early January, whereupon Pepe Willie managed to procure the venue called the Capri Theater, which really wasn't very operational at the time, but he went to the owner and said, hey, can we get you to reopen your space to let us do a show for some local, people interested and for the Warner Brothers people? And he said, sure. So they set that up, and that's where the first gig took place.
Cool. Now, so when was whose idea was it for you to put on the doctor's smock?
Well, it was basically my idea to wear the doctor suit, but Prince he wanted me to switch up my look because at that time we were touring with Rick James. We just got on the road with him, and I was wearing something like it was a jailer's outfit. It was a black and white striped jail suit, and Rick James was wearing a jail suit on one of his songs called "Bustin' Out of L7" on the tour, and we were like 3 shows into the tour, and Prince comes to me and says, I want you to change your look because Rick is wearing your outfit on one of the songs. And I go, really? I noticed that. And I go, did Rick request this? He goes, no, but he's headlining, and I think you should switch your look. What were your other choices or choice besides this one for a stage look? So I threw out a couple ideas, one of which was a guy in a doctor's scrub suit, and Prince latched onto that idea and had me switch it up that evening. We had to send someone out to get a scrub suit and all the doctor accessories. So that's how I became the doctor that night, yeah.
It was so funny because that was like the only guy in the band, the only musician in the band that looked like that compared to everybody else, just, Dez and Prince and everybody else looking like a $1,000,000. But you are a very handsome guy, so you look great in that doctor smock, Dr. Fink, I might add.
Yeah.
Hey, you and I, we tried to pull it up. You and I had, when I started my radio show in Minneapolis, the Wall of Power Radio Hour, I had you in for the whole show, and we did just a great, incredible version. I just stayed out of your way, but we played Purple Rain together. We're going to see if we can find it to play at the end of the show. But during that show, you told me a great story that I think the people up here in the Stars Over the Prairie would love to hear about when Prince and the Revolution with Dr. Fink on keyboards opened up for the Rolling Stones in Los Angeles, and Prince was back then, I think it was wearing what looked like ladies' garments and high heels. Do you remember that story you told me? I'm sure you remember the event.
Yeah, well, Prince was, all 3 frontmen were, Prince, thought it would be a good idea to wear trench coats and, whatever underneath them. But Prince was wearing bikini briefs and thigh-high, kind of like warm-up stockings and high-heeled shoes and a bandana. But he did have a white shirt on. Sometimes he was still barefoot. But he had a white shirt with a bandana, a high collar kind of thing, and but then once the coat was open, it revealed the fact that he had bikini briefs on and thigh-high stockings. So the audience looked at that, and I don't think they were as offended so much by that as maybe because they could have been racist too.
Right.
Seeing 3 black front people with 3 white people in the back line, and one of which is a woman, of course, and they just didn't. I don't know. They when you do a song like "Sister," which not everybody was aware of what the lyrics were, who knew? But there was a faction, I believe, of people in the audience that did not appreciate Prince at all, and so they thought it'd be a good idea to violently throw food and crumpled up paper cups and bottles at us.
Well, Prince and you guys proved them wrong. That's for damn sure. Say, Matt,
yeah.
This is so great to be able to speak with you on Stars of the Prairie. Tell us, I say, and just as a fan, and I've been following him since his first record came out in '78, and I've seen him perform a couple of times. And, of course, he's a Minneapolis homie like you are, Minnesota guys like we are. I consider Prince the greatest musician performer the last 100 years. What would you, somebody that worked closely with him, performed with him, and hung out with him, how would you describe Prince Rogers Nelson?
Well, that's that's easy. He just was a workaholic and dedicated to his craft, like very few people are, in my opinion. But when you look at Bob Dylan, he was every bit as prolific as Prince. You know, the sheer body of work between the two of them is astounding. So, I don't know. It's nice that we've had two really ultra-prolific songwriters out of here. There may be more that I don't know about. But he just was he raised all of us up to become better musicians because of that. You know, to be following him was a privilege, you know, because he was such a amazing artist.
Well, there was, you know, starting in the, you know, late 60s, early 70s, there was always talk about the next Bob Dylan, Steve Forbert, Willie Nile, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. For my money, Prince was the next Bob Dylan in terms of being a unique and powerful songwriter. And, you know, thank God we can claim them both as Minnesota boys. Did you ever get to play hoops with him? I knew he loved to play basketball.
Oh, yeah, definitely got to play basketball with him. I used to whoop at ping pong, too.
Oh, really?
Not so much basketball, but I was better at ping pong.
All right. Well, that's
there used to be a ping pong table at Paisley Park, or at other rehearsal spaces before Paisley Park. You like to have ping pong around. So that was always fun to play ping pong.
Dr. Matt Fink, you are multi-talented. Have a good time up there with James Loney next week in Silver Bay. And I've got my engineer, Chris Allen. I know you're a huge Prince fan. Do you want to ask Matt?
I have one question, and this is for you. This has nothing to do with Prince. You are a doctor. Why do you not have a Dr. Pepper commercial? Gene Simmons did it because of Dr. Love, but you are a doctor. Why haven't you got a Dr. Pepper commercial?
That's a good question. Do you know any management people that might be able to help me with that? I don't know.
I'm on it, I guess, yeah.
I haven't really pursued those kinds of endorsements, but if somebody wants to go for it, why not?
Especially since, you know, the revolution has become so out in the public. I mean, you know, for those that may have forgotten, you're back out in front. It would be the perfect time to strike.
All right, let's write that one down, Matt. Yeah. Chris is going to get 50% of the royalties from that. I might take a little...
No. Hold on. 20% is standard.
I was going to say, isn't it standard 15%?
Well,
15 to 20. I'm being generous, you know, because you came up.
I'll take 10 if I can be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I hope it happens. Well, Matt, have a beautiful day, and thanks so much for talking with us.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right. This is Matt and I doing a little version of Purple Rain 10 years ago down at the old Flight Time Studios.
Every moment, there's a feeling of happiness, of security. Behind every dream, there's a spark
got the house.
With every challenge,
just one more step,
there's a safety net. Behind every victory,
yes,
there's a team. Behind every moment, there's Bell Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're third and fourth generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous Nutty Ice Cream Bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
I'm Joe, and I had Z LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. The funny thing is I absolutely hated buying a contact solution because I thought it was such a racket having to spend $15 on a bottle of contact solution. And that's just one thing, is just not having to buy that stuff anymore, or glasses or anything like that. For me, it's mainly just I like to hunt and fish and everything, and not having to bring that stuff along, especially in the winter when I go ice fishing and stuff. It gets a pain when I get to the end of the day taking my contacts out, and then if a rattle reel goes off in the middle of the night, I'm fumbling for my glasses to go and try and catch a fish.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
Rocky Wall Entertainment presents Music in the Park in Silver Bay at City Center Park. These concerts have been rated as one of the best summer events on the North Shore, and it's free. See acts like the Belfast Cowboys, Lolo's Ghost, Jeff Dayton Band, Eric Kiskinen Band, Turn, 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 and the Scarlet Goodbye. Perfect entertainment for the family. Join Rocky Wall Entertainment and Silver Bay for the free Music in the Park series of concerts every Friday starting July 17th at City Center Park next to City Hall. This is an all-weather event. In the case of inclement weather, the concerts will be moved indoors to the Reunion Hall. This is the 6th year of bringing the best of Americana music to the North Country. Arrive early and pick up some dinner and beverages for your own picnic dinner. For more information, visit RockyWallEntertainment.org or see Rocky Wall Entertainment on Facebook.
At Sunrise Funeral Home, Crematory, and Cemetery, we offer membership-level pricing without the membership fees. Just honest service you can feel from the moment you walk through our doors. To us, you are not a number, you're our neighbor. As family-owned and operated, we are committed to fair, transparent pricing and will always work with families to ensure services remain accessible. We're so confident in our pricing, we encourage you to shop other funeral homes and call us last. We also meet or beat any at-need direct cremation price in the Minnesota Twin Ports area. If finances are a concern, ask us about Minnesota burial and cremation assistance. We will help determine if your loved one qualifies and guide you through the entire process with care and compassion. We never turn away a family in need, no matter your financial circumstances. Call Sunrise Funeral Home, Crematory, and Cemetery today and experience the Sunrise difference at 218-727-6869.
It's Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa on Northland News Radio KDAL.
Don't you know that? All right, that is Iron Butterfly doing the classic Indigada Vida. They are playing up in Grand Rapids next week, and the man who's playing drums with them is with us on the phone. Bernie Pershy, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you today, Paul?
I am doing great. You were one of those guys I've never met, but your name precedes you. When I moved to Minneapolis in 1978, I kept hearing about all these great musicians that I was supposed to meet, and your name came up all the time. Tell us about some of the bands you were playing with in Minneapolis.
Oh, well, I moved up there from Joliet, Illinois in 1970 to play in a heavy metal band called White Lightning, and I was invited up there by Mick Stanhope, the singer, who was also from Illinois and who I had known from when I was a kid. So I went straight out of mom's house in Catholic high school to a rock and rowdy heavy metal band doing the ballroom circuit. And then I did a bunch of different gigs around. A couple of names came up a lot. I worked a whole lot with Greg Inhofer, who you've done an interview with. Also, Guy Drake. I was in Johnson Drake for a little bit. And I once played with the KO band when Kevin was out here. So we've, really rubbed shoulders from a distance with a lot of the same people. That
all good buddies of mine. Now, I gotta ask you, if we only got a little under 10 minutes, but you, what was it like playing with Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry was just a one-nighter that we did at Thumpers with the band Brainiac warming up. And it was certainly a lot of fun. And the thing that I remember the most was that although he's a rock and roll maniac, his blues playing was exemplary.
Huh.
So we did a couple blues tunes in the show, and they were just wonderful.
And, of course, there was no rehearsal. He just showed up and plugged in and played.
Yeah, it was one of those, one of the hundreds of bands that just did the show and blow, as we call it in the music business.
So now, and then you spent years playing with Walter Trout, another phenomenal blues guitar player.
That's true. Walter, I worked with him during most of the 90s, and I did 5 studio records and 3 live ones, and did an extensive amount of touring of Europe, both East and West, which was a very, very wonderful experience.
And the great Eric Burdon. When did you play with Eric Burdon?
I was with Eric between 2000 and 2005, and that was a really good hard rock band. It was one of his more rockin' bands, and that was really a great experience just to play those songs and to work with as mercurial of an impish genius and an intelligent man that can really fly by the seat of his pants was amazing.
I saw him in the early odds at the Caboose. Were you on that show?
If it was between 2000 and 2005, it would have been. I can't remember all the stuff that we did in the upper Midwest. I know we played on the river a couple times, a festival that I think is on the Mississippi River somewhere in the area, maybe north. And I think we may have played, what's the blues club that was on Lindale, right? I can't remember the name of it, excuse me. But I know I've been in the area with him.
Well, I was talking about the Caboose, which was kind of on the West Bank in Minneapolis.
Yeah, no, I never played the Caboose with him. So if you saw him at the Caboose, it was before or after me.
All right, let's ask you now. You had reached out to me because we're Facebook buddies about you're playing in, let's say first, where are you playing next week and who are you with? You're in Grand Rapids. I know that much.
We're in Grand Rapids, and I can't remember the name of the venue. It's a big outdoor venue, and we'll be playing with, I believe, Foghat and what's the band? Celebration.
Cool in the Gang.
No. I got
different Celebration.
No, I've got the wrong. I'm sorry. Let me find it. I've got the wrong band. The band that did Get Ready on Motown.
Well, you will be with
Rare Earth, I believe.
There you go.
I was just going to say, I think it's Rare Earth. The Get Ready is there's a listing for Rare Earth and Temptations. I'm going to go with Rare Earth.
Yeah, Rare Earth.
Absolutely, that's it.
Now, and you're with Iron Butterfly.
Yes.
Are you playing that great solo? I can almost play.
Absolutely. You're getting the solo very close to the record, and then about 90 seconds of Bernie Pershy, and then back to the tune.
That was the only drum solo I could play, but I learned it when I was a kid. I was about 12 years old when that song came out, but I learned the drum solo.
I can tell you're not a producer because you didn't mic your hands playing the solo.
I hired the big guys to produce me. Now tell us about, we are broadcasting 238 somersaults down the hill from Bob Dylan's childhood home in the air-conditioned city, the Zenith City by the unsalted sea, Duluth, Minnesota. You spent some time with a band in a dilapidated hotel in Superior. That's what we need to know about this morning, Bernie Pershy.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Greg Inhofer Doug Nelson, the great bass player.
Oh, I love Doug.
And Robin Lee reformed a band called Gold Street after they lost some members due to, I think, an accident, a car accident. And we started a gig at Mr. Pete's East, and just scuffling and staying in a couple different dilapidated hotels, which we then visited later when I was in This Oneness. Its name changed as we picked up Dale Strength and became a 5-piece. That's the same band that was Olivia Newton-John's backup band at the same time as we're writing some pretty crazy jazz fusion. And
right.
So we were making not very good money in either of those bands, so I know that a couple of the promoters, they had a place that we stayed that it wasn't like closed, but they could no longer rent the rooms out.
Right.
So you'd be sitting there waiting for the heat to come on, and they had lights and water, but not much else. So It was very interesting, an interesting thing. And what do I remember? I remember the biggest adventure I remember is one night the band went out and Greg Inhofer stayed at the hotel, and he was experiencing vegetarianism at the time, I believe. And he fell asleep with a wok of rice in the closet, right? And we came back to the hotel with smoke coming down the hall, and we went back and revived him, and everything worked out okay, but he ended up with the nickname Grog for a while. But I also must add that trying to make any sort of a story about Greg Inhofer making a mistake or being less responsible than anybody else is quite phony, because he was the most responsible guy in the whole organization and saved all our asses many times. So please don't take this as any kind of a statement that Greg's in any way a loose wheel, because he certainly is not.
He went out the next night and bought himself a big T-bone steak, probably. Changed his ways. So we're looking forward to having you back in Minnesota. We've only got about a minute left, Bernie Pershy. So what are you doing out there in California? Where are you and what are you doing?
I'm living up in Arcadia, which is northeast, so it's outside of Pasadena, and I'm working in about 4 local bands and doing some club work. I also have a production company with one friend of mine called Cat Cracker, and we're just producing a large amount of instrumental music, which we're going to end up trying to license or sell en masse, and we're on our first 100 songs right now, and that's very interesting. I have a recording system in my garage, and so I'm just doing the full production on the drums and some melodic percussion and stuff. And my partner Lance Cosgrove does most of the composition, so that's going on, and a little Iron Butterfly. And that's about all that's going on right now, but that keeps me quite busy.
Well, very good, Bernie. You have a good tour there with Iron Butterfly. Look forward to meeting you in person one of these days. Thanks for listening to Stars Over the Prairie. I'm playing up at Carmody's Pub tonight from 6 to 8. Follow me at paulmetsa.com. And like my dad used to tell me, remember to be kind and make someone happy.
And I wish I could see stars over the prairie, stars over the prairie tonight. And I wish I could see stars over the prairie, stars over the prairie.